What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K of PNTS Network and Ubimos Gaming. That's where you're at. Back again with a special member show. We're going to do something different, something that I haven't done in a long time, and that's react to a single game video. We used to do these during E3, but you know the way E3 is almost going the way of the dodo bird. So this presents an opportunity for us to do this now. We used to do this at E3 because there was so much killer stuff shown at E3 that it was hard for us to, collect it all live. So we would always have to go back, comb through it, and we would give you live reactions to the big stuff. So this is the big thing out of the entire showcase for me, or showcases from Summer Game Fest. This is Star Wars Outlaws. All right. And this is the best game showed there from the best showcase, which was Ubisoft Forward, as far as I'm concerned. You can check our content on MM2K Gaming on YouTube for my deep dive into my games of show and showcase of show. And the reason why that I'm doing this particularly with this content, with this game, is it's because of another game, Starfield. I know a lot of people may have see this and they're like, this is your favorite game of show? Yeah, it is. Even over Starfield, even though I was impressed with Starfield. But again, you guys know me, I'm a performance hawk when it comes to these AAA genre defining experiences. And to hear that cinematics was the goal over performance, meaning there's not a performance mode on console, and then the specs for PC look kind of wonky, I'm kind of unsure about how excited to be for Starfield. I'm kind of like at a standstill. So unless one or two things happen, either A, natively this thing works well with my 3070, I can get 1440p at ultra settings, at 60 frames per second, and between 50 and 60. If I can get that, I'm happy. If I can get it at if the game comes to NVIDIA GeForce Now, there's rumors that, well, not rumors, but it's said that Xbox games are coming. I'm hoping this is one of them. This will do Xbox games a lot of justice. If even though they may fall short on consoles, if they can be fully realized in the cloud, so people don't spend $500 and waste it, or spend thousands of dollars on upgraded PC in order to realize their full potential. NVIDIA GeForce Now allows you to do that. So if it doesn't hit any of those places day and date in that fashion, then I won't be playing the game until it's at a fathomable performance. And so, but this game right here, Star Wars Outlaws, on the Snowdrop engine, on the developer Massive, who I really think we should really start considering them to be up there with like Respawn, even Santa Monica or Naughty. Like this is a top developer. This is, and maybe Santa Monica and Naughty Dog isn't a fair comparison. I can't think of any other great multi-plat developers at the moment. What is that? Is it Bandai Namco? Who is that makes the Souls games? I don't know. Whoever that is, they need to be talked about with them. Not only are they doing this game, they're doing Division 2. They're continuing Division 2 in its illustrious Year 5 content. They're still working on Division Heartlands, which little birdie told me that you guys are going to really like that. If you're into the Division world, you're really going to like this. And lastly, they're working on Avatar, which that showed off pretty well. You know what I mean? And then with all those resources used up to those 3 other experiences, they still were able to put something as impressive looking as this. Yeah. Massive as it can be counted on. So because it's my game of show, and out of my showcase of show, I want to sit here and look at it and talk to you guys about it. I want to see how expansive it is. Starfield did impress me. There's a lot of things that impressed me. Now, I will be honest, the last few Bethesda Softworks games from Todd Howard, including Fallout 4, there's elements I didn't like. Like, I didn't like the building element. And I just kind of felt like detached from the last iterations. This has an opportunity to fill that space travel void that Starfield could have made. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at it. Let's see how expansive it is. I know it's not as deep as Starfield. You can't count sandwiches here. But again, this is massive. They've done Division 2. They're going to do Avatar. They're familiar with games as a service or ongoing games, whatever you want to call them, open world. So let's see what we're getting here. All right, so this is Star Wars Outlaws, and we're going to check it out right now. Let's go.
And welcome to the Star Wars Outlaws official gameplay walkthrough breakdown. I'm Chastity Vicencio with Ubisoft News, and I'm joined by narrative director Naveed Kavari, creative director Julian Garrity, and game director Matthias Carlson, who are going to give us more information about what we saw in the gameplay walkthrough.
Here we go.
Why not watch it in 4K? Well, I'm watching it in 4K.
Is our first ever introduction to Nyx.
Nyx is a Merkal, a rare and exotic creature whose home planet still remains a mystery. He's got a very curious personality, as you can see here. He can be a bit stubborn, but he has an incredibly strong bond with Kay and always follows her lead. She's grown up with Nyx for most of her life. He's not just a pet, he's family.
Good boy.
And here we have Kay. First introduction to a brand new scoundrel in this galaxy.
Kay is a young thief.
Visually
who's
impressive.
Found herself on the moon of Tashara, which is a hive of
So
underworld
visually
activity.
impressive.
She's picked up a high-risk
But
job
Division-
to steal a priceless sort of mollusk.
That's not surprising, being how well
Lieutenant
Division
of the
looks
Bison.
and how it's been able to hold
Once
up
she's
for
grabbed
over.
it with the help of Nyx,
what,
she's going to turn
4
it
years?
in and earn some much-needed credits.
So Pikes are one of the syndicates that we'll be tangling with in Star Wars Outlaws. And the Pikes here are borrowing without permission some vehicles from the Empire and the Rebels and different people and cutting them up.
Nyx. Hit that button.
Nyx is more than just a lovable and fierce companion. Nyx is a whole bag of tricks in and of himself. You saw him push that button from a distance. He can distract guards. He can attack on command. He can help you with puzzles. He can help you discover secrets as well. He is very much conceived as a symbiotic part of the player's control over Kay and Nyx. So we're really thinking of them together as a whole.
I was just leaving.
So when we meet Kay in the beginning of the game, she knows her way around the blaster. It's not necessarily her first option or primary tool to solve a problem or a situation. However, as we progress through the game and its many ever more dangerous situations, both Kay and the blaster itself will evolve and improve. And you will soon find it to be a central and very versatile tool for more than just directly taking out enemies.
Okay, we'll figure this out.
And Kay's blaster is very meaningful to her. This blaster has a lot of modules that you can discover, upgrade, and apply to the blaster that allow you to deal with situations in radically different ways.
Hey, Nick! Catch!
So here I think we have a very good example of the type of role Nyx
Woo,
can play.
look at
even
that.
in Something like a full-on firefight where that enemy that we took
Ooh.
out dropped the gun that he was just about to shoot you with. Nyx can, slink down and retrieve that weapon for you.
Let's try this out. Dink Ferric!
Sometimes best solution is just to get out of there. So ever since we kicked off this project in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, one of the things that they were passionate about, of course, is authenticity. One of the things we were passionate about is bringing something to the galaxy of Star Wars. And one of the biggest things was this moon, Toshara. And Toshara, we developed, working very closely with Lucasfilm, everything from its vegetation to the wildlife to its deep, rich culture. And all of the activities that we can discover during this trailer, and even more.
Oh, these guys don't quit.
One of the key pillars for both Kay the character and for the core gameplay in general in Star Wars Outlaws is what we call a resourceful underdog. Kay is a capable and daring person, and we reflect that in gameplay with you having access to a wide range of actions and abilities, ever growing of course as you play through the game, ranging from stealth to full-on firefights, as we saw here, shooting from, driving your speeder full speed ahead under fire from enemies. We said if we can make the player think like, I can't believe I made it, when they just play through something, it's a success.
Forgive me.
Kay's reputation with the syndicates will play a big role in how she approaches her journey, whether it's the Pikes, Hutts, or others. We had a saying that in the underworld, you live and die by your reputation. As if a job she takes hurts the syndicate, those opportunities aren't available. So her choices play into how she experiences her journey.
There's Jonta's Hope.
This is Jonta's Hope. Jonta's Hope is one of the settlements that we have in the game. So this is a tiny outcrop, an oasis of civilization in these windswept plains. And it usually contains a drinking hole, a cantina, and these are hubs of activity too. So we very much enjoyed developing how it would look and feel and what sort of vibe that cantina would have.
But this is just one of many settlements and cities that Kay will discover across the galaxy. And that includes the capital of Miragana, a city on Toshara filled with corruption and underworld activity.
No.
Okay.
ND5 is a BX commando built by the Separatists and battle-hardened during the Clone Wars. Nowadays, though, he serves as kind of an enforcer droid in the underworld. He's partnered with Kay as they attempt to pull off a big, high-risk job. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
Not a friend. She can't be trusted.
Who can out here? See you back at the ship.
So various jobs and favors for the different characters and factions you encounter. They play an important role in everything from learning new things, actually unlocking equipment and abilities, to managing your precious reputation in the underworld, which is the key to some of the most lucrative opportunities out there. Important note though, something that's key to the fantasy of the free scoundrel lifestyle is that you're never in servitude of anyone. You're making your own choices, carving your own path through this world, making a name for yourself.
Job was more complicated than you said, Danka.
You lived.
Who she works for, whether it's with syndicates or otherwise, is crucial to creating a reputation for herself. And then how she approaches those syndicates through those choices is going to be key to gaining bigger and better rewards, whether it's for credits or priceless artifacts.
Wait.
So it sounds like this
nothing
is
in the Outlaws
more
is black and white.
Mass
I
Effect.
wanted to reflect that in the choices she makes.
Star
when
Wars
taking on
meets Mass
jobs.
Effect, which
This
I'm
is
cool
one
with.
example of many. Does she just hand over what was stolen, keep a cut for herself, lie about how the job went down or the intel she
With
leaked?
everything so
It's really
based
left
upon
up to her.
reputation.
In these scenes where we're going to give a choice to the player. And these choices, there is no wrong answer. There's just ways to weave your own story, ways to change, challenge, increase your reputation with certain factions and syndicates, decrease it, gain an advantage or a different perspective on the story too. So we put a lot of effort in giving the player agency over their own trajectory.
Thanks.
So the game takes place in the original trilogy era. So the Empire is at the height of its power and reach. So they're always looming there, somewhere in the background, ever watchful.
But as you can see here, we want to show a different side to the Empire and how it intersects with the underworld, and that means corruption. Particularly on Toshara, even though it's Imperial run, the local governors and officers lean into corruption and have worked out special arrangements with the syndicates that benefit them.
So this is the wanted system, and the wanted system is something that's going to be ever present within the game. If you are caught or challenge the Empire, you're going to start to get wanted. And if you continue, you persist, and you do even more actions, that wanted level's just going to go up. At the highest levels, the Empire will throw a huge amount of resistance and forces in your way. So that's something that you can play around with, but you're best off trying to avoid as much as possible.
Very important for us in this experience is that there will always be some way for you to de-escalate or escape.
Oh, this is the Trailblazer. Now, if there's one dream that a lot of game developers have, it's to help design a spaceship for Star Wars. This is our take on that, the Trailblazer.
The Trailblazer is an EML 850 light freighter from the Republic era, but to Kay, this is home. And if you're a scoundrel traveling throughout the galaxy, the first thing you need is a ship. And for Kay, there's none better than the Trailblazer.
So now we're in space. And, you know, one of the things that was very precious to us is having this seamless experience of going on foot to your speeder, to your spaceship, out of the atmosphere and into space. And space is a dangerous place, but it's a place full of opportunities too. So we'll be using it for combat, both on an intimate dogfighting level, an epic level with bigger ships, but also for discovery, exploration, and special surprises.
Wow.
Let's jump.
That looks
it's
sweet.
important to hit those classic, iconic notes of Star Wars to remind
Yes.
players of the era that they're playing in, and the fact that the galaxy is something that is wide, diverse, but iconic at the same time. One of the things that is important for us is that every planet that you will visit in this adventure has a distinct profile, not just a very bespoke story, but also wildlife, an ecosystem, and situations that really radically change from location to location. And space is just another part of that. So we're trying to develop distinct profiles for every single orbital region.
We knew from the start when we sat down thinking about this game that we wanted to offer that full seamless experience. You know, sitting in a cantina, in a city on a planet surface, jumping on your own speeder, driving to your own ship, and as we just saw, seamlessly flying into space is something that we are incredibly pleased and happy and excited that we're able to actually offer.
We really enjoyed making this, and we can't wait for you to experience a new Star Wars adventure.
This isn't the video that I saw, though. There was a video with a guy. Let me see if I can find it before I comment on this one. I thought there was a video with a guy that had more. Let me see. Star Wars Outlaws. Gameplay walkthrough. Already saw. Hold on. I don't think this is the same one. Something's weird. Okay, so this might actually be. Let's see if this is just gameplay. Yeah, I think this is just gameplay. There's no. I remember watching something though, where a guy was talking. where a guy was talking, and he was maybe that was it. Maybe it's his developer breakdown. I'm gonna see something. You gotta bear with me. No, same thing. Just has it's a little bit longer. Star Wars Explained. No, I don't think I'm gonna gameplay walkthrough. Yeah. Doesn't look like I'm gonna find the video that I was looking for, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Let's see here. Let's go to a video screen. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Speaking of Snowdrop. Yeah, I'm highly impressed by the Snowdrop engine. I'm highly impressed by what can be done with that engine. This is going to be incredibly impressive to finally see this in action in your hands. And I can't wait to get a hold of it. And it feels like to me that it's not as open as a Fallout or something like that. But it's more like a Mass Effect where, you can go off course, there's side missions and stuff like that. And there's a reasonable amount of exploration that can be done. But there's more guardrails on it opposed to, with a Bethesda game. Like, look, let's be honest. Besides the initial coming out of the, I don't know what they're going to do this time, but the initial coming out of the vault or the initial whatever it is, like with Skyrim, like once you hit the open world, you can go wherever you want, and you don't even have to start them. Like when I play the Bethesda Softworks games, I normally go like 12 hours before I even start hitting the campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like I just go and I just journey to different places, discover different things, try to build up my character, and then I'll start the story. You know what I mean? And then what happens is by the time I start the story, I've already dedicated like 12 hours to gameplay in the wild that I'm too OP for the story. So then I'm even more reluctant to follow the story. So I go and do other things. So I mean, that's the beauty of those Bethesda Softworks games. That's cool. But this time around, I want a specific experience that I know is going to be done right. And I have to tell you, a post-apocalyptic Bethesda game, excellent. A like Dungeons and Dragons Bethesda game, Skyrim, great. When it comes to my space travel, I want something open and expansive. You know what I'm saying? But I need there to be certain clarity out there, opposed with just being this just open place. This big I don't want it to be just this big rec hall. You know what I'm saying? With tables and chairs in it, you know what I'm saying? And just obscure activity, maybe a little bit activity over there. I don't want just a big sandlot. I want to know that I'm going to get explosive action on a regular basis. I want things to be intense. I want to know when I'm getting into intense stuff, where the intensity can go. And I want it to be more of just an expansive, kick-ass, intense space experience like Mass Effect, opposed to just this big open sandlot in space. That doesn't speak to me. And that's why I've never played No Man's Sky. Like, I like the idea of exploring different planets, but if I'm just exploring open voids, and just for the sake of saying I'm on a planet. I don't want that. I want to know that everywhere that I go, I want to know that I got plenty of places to go. You know what I mean? Whether it's 10 planets or 1,000 planets. I want to know I have plenty of places to go, but I want to know that the majority of those places that I go, they got stuff on them. They got stuff for me to do. I don't want to play whack-a-mole with finding activity, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's why No Man's Sky never appealed to me. And that's why I said, with the performance questions and concerns that I have, that's made me take a look deeper into what the potential Starfield experience is going to be and examine it even further and say to myself, that's something I want to play. But I think the thing that's going to deliver me the most out of a Star, game is a Star Wars game, an expansive Star Wars game. And it looks like that's what we have here with Outlaws. So I'm extremely excited to give it a try. We're going to give it a shot. And this is really now Outlaws has become my, you know how you have your most anticipated game, it might be years off or whatever. This is it. I only got to wait a year, but this is my most anticipated game of them all is Outlaws. And this is the first time that I've had that. It kind of was Starfield, and then it wasn't, and then it really wasn't when I saw the previous showcase, and then I saw the showcase for Summer Game Fest 2023, and I was like, oh, this might be it. And then they dropped the bomb on me about performance, and then this comes out of nowhere. So this is the game that I'm latching on to. All right. So with that said, thank you very much for joining us. Can't wait to play this game. We're going to be every nook and cranny that we can get about this game. We're going to be talking about it. If we're not talking about it here directly, you'll get links to wherever those discussions are had via this channel. And with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.